When you're having an emotion that's just too difficult and it's too hard to bear any longer, then having an energetic cord cutting may be the solution for you. Trust me, I've been that person. I've been that person who was so hurt and in so much pain and so much depression or so much chaos was going on in my body that I could not differentiate what emotions that I'm feeling at the moment. All I knew is that I wanted it to end. I wanted to be done. I wanted to have some type of calm, some type of peace, some type of rest. And a lot of times I've just went to sleep just so I can have a peace of mind and my energy body can rest in its own way. Decades ago, I learned about spiritual cord cutting, the energetic way to release some energetic emotional cords from yourself. The first time I learned it, they taught me how to cut people out of your life. So I personally, through my spiritual journey, don't really cut people out of my life or cut places or things that hurt me or that I am in disagreement with. What I do is I cut the emotional tie with that person that is where my emotions are feeling a little disarray, hurt, bothered. For example, you don't necessarily want to cut emotional tie with your mother or your brother or a relative or your spouse. You want to cut the emotional charge in the relationship that you're having because there is love there. Love is there because that's why you're in the relationship. So there's still something connecting you there mentally, physically, spiritually. It could even be a core contract. And so I don't believe in then just, this is my spiritual belief, you guys, as a holistic self love coach. I believe that just t- cutting that particular emotion, like, you know, fear or anxiety or that particular level of emotion with a certain person, place, or thing, or memory. A lot of times there are memories. It's not really the person, it's the memory of what they've done or the memory of what happened. It has the emotional charge. And that's one of the reasons why I don't believe you don't just cut people out. I mean, you can let go of people in the physical world and let them know through boundaries, but energetically, it's all through memory, it's emotion. Your body remembers, and the emotion is still surging within your life. So, in this video, I just want to give you 10 reasons why, or if you're thinking about it, why and how emotional cord cutting could support you or affect you in a way. You may want to know the reasons. Do I need to cut these cords of emotions of X, Y, and Z? Then that's what this video is for. So remember, emotional, what I call emotional or energetic cord cutting, is just a spiritual act. It's a ritual that you can do with yourself to have self-care, to reclaim who you are, and so that your energy body can rest and you can actually metabolize it through your nervous system in a different way if you don't understand how to regulate your nervous system, because regulating your nervous system is getting from point, you're at point A and you want to regulate it back to point zero. But when things are stuck within your energy body, you may want to release it unless you go through a lot of different processes to regulate that emotion, to pull it up and then to regulate it back out, because you can't regulate anything you're not feeling. I'm just saying. So, one, the first reasons why you want to energetically cut a cord is to reclaim your own energy. What do I mean? That means that your mind has been settled on something that you know that is not yours. And I have done this, I've experienced this a lot, being a coach and an empath and working with people who have been sexually abused, who have been prostitutes, runaways, who have been in domestic violence. And I've coached and counseled them through my regular job as well as through life in general. I pulled that energy transference does come. That is some true stuff. And yes, I have to cut cords, take that memory out just so I can get a peace of mind and go to sleep at night. I've had relationships with other people in that way where it just wasn't good and I was holding on to something. And it was probably a little bit of trauma from me or just understanding that they're trauma. That's why a girl like me cannot watch scary movies. I still can't. I don't like scary movies, but I digress. The second reason is to end cycles of emotional or mental over attachment. Again, that when you're over attached to somebody, say you're anxious, you have an anxious attachment process, the way you deal with people. A lot of times this can be parent to child or partners, or you even just attached to even food or a certain ritual or what's the word? Oh my God. An addiction to a certain degree now. Just remember, if you're addicted to something, you need more than just energetic cord cutting. You need to go through your own rehab through therapy or something of that nature. I'm not your therapist, so definitely know that. But if this is something like, you got to have coffee every single day, then you may want to figure out what emotional attachment that is with that coffee and release that emotional attachment with the coffee. And you can be free of coffee and you can choose coffee because you want to, not because you gotta have it. So that's a mental over attachment or an emotional attachment to something. Because I was that way. I was drinking coffee since I was like 13, 14 years old. And it was about 3 years ago, maybe about 3 years now, that the Holy Spirit, divine love told me no more coffee. And even though I have drank coffee, like last year, I believe I had 2 cups for particular reasons, I was still able to smell coffee and remember how wonderful it is, but I don't have the emotional or physical craving anymore for that. Okay. So the third thing is to heal from a painful relationship. Relationships where you feel that you have been betrayed or you're just being disconnected in a certain type of way, an argument, words were said that you did not want to receive or that hurt your feelings. It's the emotion that you want to relieve from that emotional pain. So that emotion from that particular relationship, you want to go ahead and cut. That is definitely a reason why. Number five, to end, if you always feel like you're tired and you want to end an energy drain, or you feel like your energy is leaking out somewhere, it could be mental, you processing something over and over again, which is emotionally just draining you out. And you feel like, oh my God, I can't do this again. I can't go through this situation again. Not another email, you know, not another phone call from my best friend who's just taking everything away. Then you want to go ahead and do that as well. You can do an energetic cord cutting when you feel like you're leaking energy and your own personal energy when things feel draining. Number six, when you want to make room for new things in your life, for aligned connections, or even a core connecting ritual, and you want to release something so you can be able to connect something new, something permanent or semi-permanent that you want to experience. I love core connecting because I forget sometimes what emotions I have not felt in a while because of the drain and the disbelief and the hurt and the pain of so much mental anguish from just basic life every single day, that just a couple of last year was it, yeah, because it's 2026. So last year I had to reclaim joy and do a core connection to reclaim joy. And I've will say that my joy level in life has risen probably from a 2 to at least a 7 or an 8. I see more joy in my life and more love. It's like I have a magnetic pull to things that bring me joy. And I appreciate spirit for that. And I'm always in gratitude for that, that it maintains into my life. Number seven, reclaiming your spiritual sovereignty. You are a whole being. You came here as a whole being, and it's our responsibility and self love to maintain that whole being self, to know that you can declare sovereignty of your own self, and you don't need anybody to tell you anything else, not even me. That's why I'm giving you this list. So you have your own sovereignty. Declare what you want, be who you want to be, authentic to yourself. And when emotions or thoughts and memories are not allowing you to feel and be and express yourself to that, then this may be a reason as well for you to do an energetic cord cutting. Another thing, which, is I believe a lot of people come to cord cutting as their reason is to cut sexual energy from the cord. Yes, we do get entangled with our sexual energy with other people from the past. And sometimes you want to go through a clean slate. Trust me. I mean, I've been abstinent for 5 years. And it took me a long time to get over a person mentally, even though spiritually, I believe that cord was cut. But I did have a cord with someone else who I was in, in and out of a relationship and a partnership. We were lovers and friends for over 20 years. And I had to definitely finally tell myself no more of this particular person. And I had to do a sexual energy cord release. And I want to say, I can't remember if I think I did this in between my celibacy. And so now I'm energetically clean and clear. I'm an energetic virgin, so to speak. And I'm looking for, or I'm waiting for that moment where I feel like I want to be with somebody in that intimate way, even though I go on dates and things of that nature and have fun with the male counterpart. I tell them up front, you ain't getting it unless I feel like giving it to you. And it's been a while. So, intimate bonds that you no longer want to have memories in your mind. And, you know, y'all know what I'm talking about. So, number nine, detaching from the old version of yourself. Now, a lot of people don't do this, but there's this old version of you that, you may not like. For instance, I think about the old version of me that was so depressed and so sad, or even overweight because of that. That version tries to pop her little self up sometime, and I'd be like, girl, we ain't never gonna do that again. And we're not gonna allow ourselves that. We're not going to allow ourselves to ever get back to that way. And so, old versions of you, especially your thought patterns, that's why I love affirmations. Good Lord, I love affirmations like they're my thing. Nonetheless, that old version of you, you may want to cut off. Cut off, like for me, an old version of me would be when I was a wife. That version is gone, honey. Click, boom, bye. Because I never want to be the wife that I was at that point in time. I will never be that type of wife ever again. I was not happy as a wife. I was not happy at being, how do I want to say it? All things to everybody, all things to him, and not being appreciated, not feeling that I was loved, being the provider, yada yada yada. I'm not going through all that, but just the old versions of yourself that you be like, you have to dust yourself off and you say, that's not me. And last but not least, when you know you are ready to have deeper, fuller, gracious love, and you're not looking to have feel unsafe in love. You want to go ahead and energetically cut off any emotions that will stop you from self-love, from loving yourself and loving divine love, God, the universe, conscious, whatever you want to call your spirit up there. You your God. You want to how do I want to say it? You just want to be anchored in fully love. I mean, self love, I believe, is everything. And self for me is the soul evolving life force of love. You are love. You will always be love. God is love. And you want to be the fullest expression of love that you can. Not to say that emotions are negative or bad. We want to feel every emotion because that's what makes us human. We want to feel every emotion because those emotions have experiences attached to them and we want to have the experience. But when we have those experiences, we don't want to be stuck in the emotional experience. We want to be able to have emotions flow through us. And when we have emotions that are stuck, that's when we want to do cord cutting. If any emotions you want to support you in going through it in the moment, then that's emotion, no regulation. And when you have emotional intelligence, you know the difference. You know the difference from the big T and the little t. The little t, you can regulate and let it go through your body. The big T, you need therapy, cord cutting, spiritual connection, meditation. You need more tools for yourself so you can expand who you are and love on yourself way more than what you ever can think. Okay? So if you guys have any questions, concerns, you need some clarity, you just want to talk about something, go ahead and put it in the comments. I'm Coach Hunt. I'm a holistic self love coach. I support mature women into having the best life ever, whatever that means for them, because we've done a lot of the things already that some of the young folks have done, but we still want to live life fully and graciously and beautifully and sexily. And sexily? That's not a word, Angelina. And sexually. And being sexy, like Diana Ross and Janet Jackson and all my other women who are in their 50s who are fine. And so, yep, that's it. That's all, you guys. Oh, also, I have an offer for you. If you want more information about cord cutting, I'm going to go ahead and put that in the description box. And it's a self-paced ritual that you can do for yourself. And yeah, I'm here to support you. And I love you guys so much. Bye.